Hello and welcome to Carnama, and today we are going to look at the newly launched Bajaj Pulsar NS160 that now comes with a rear disc brake. Since the overall bike remains the same that we have covered in our previous review of NS160, this is more of an overview about the rear disc brake version. The price is just Rs 2000 more than the front disc only version, so that's a good thing. The color that you see here is the sapphire blue. The bike looks exactly the same as before apart from the rear disc setup. Check the description for full review of the single disc NS160. The dimensions and seat height and the style remain the same. The engine specifications too remain unchanged, as does the performance, except the braking performance obviously. The bike is also very well put together. It produces a max power of 15.5 PS that comes at 8500 RPM, and the max torque of 14.6 Nm is produced at 6500 RPM. The drive type is chain drive and the engine has 4 valves per cylinder. The chassis is of perimeter frame type and the bike's a delight to ride and handle. The front 17-inch alloy is shod with tubeless radial tire. The headlamp is of halogen type and comes with LED pilot lamps. The instrument cluster is an analog digital unit with multifunction display, and it also encompasses an RPM limiter light. The switchgear quality is decent, and it comes with all the switches and buttons as you would expect, including the engine kill switch. The fuel tank capacity is of 12 liters. The rear brake lights are LED units and are very bright. The rear wheel also is of 17-inch in size and is shod with tubeless radial tire. The front disc brake is of 240mm in diameter and has very good braking power. The front telescopic suspension comes with an anti-friction bush. The gearbox is easy to use and is a 5-speed unit, and the clutch is of wet multiplate type. The new addition, which is the rear disc brake, is possibly the 230mm unit. This greatly adds in reducing the stopping distance by a considerable margin, and hence is a very good and useful addition. The rear suspension is a nitrox monoshock absorber with canister, and this along with the front one results in very good and comfortable ride. The overall mileage is around 45 km per litre combined on average of the city and highway economy. The top speed of the bike is around 112 km per hour. Well, that concludes the overview of Bajaj Pulsar NS160 rear disc brake version. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.